Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Dr. Man here again today in my Men's Advocate program, Men's Advocacy Channel TV. Always here to advocate for the men. As we all know from my previous videos, men always have challenges. They don't have anybody to advocate for them. They don't get teachings and education from anybody as the women do. But this is program for men, and also some good women out there. They can also learn one or two things from this program, so that they will learn how to treat their man, how to make sure that their man feels happy and they live in peace. In my today's challenge, in today's challenge from one of our men, my friends or my fan, it goes as follows. My girlfriend stole my car and claimed it belonged to her. My girlfriend stole my car and claimed it belonged to her. I was going through a divorce with my wife. Because I am a man, I still need a woman in my life. I met this lady and we agreed to start up a relationship, possibly to get married after my divorce process has completed. During the course of our relationship, she moved in with me and we lived together. During the process of our divorce, my wife was looking for every opportunity to take away everything I had, using the marital property and taking care of children excuses. She did everything to push the children away from me, including forcing them to do her biddings. Where we lived was favoring her as a woman. I got concerned that she would one day take my car away from me because she had requested the court to force me to relinquish my car to her. I had three cars and I took two and left one for her, but she was not satisfied. She wanted to take two, especially a newer one, and leave me with an old one. When I figured out that the odds were against me and that it was most likely that the court will rule in her favor, I quickly sold the new car. As if I knew what would happen, I brought a check of 50% of the proceeds in the court, and she rejected the check, citing that she wants the car or the complete money I sold from the car. When the court saw that I have sold the car with documented evidence, it ruled that she took the 50% proceed as a marital property. I used my 50% to purchase another good car. However, I did not want the car's title and registration to be in my name, as she would request to take it away from me again and the court might favor her. I discussed this, putting the new car title and registration in my girlfriend's name, and she agreed. Eventually, she started putting up similar behaviors as my ex-wife was doing, which I could not tolerate. When it was too much on me and I decided that I could not proceed with the relationship, she was angry and claimed that the car belonged to her. When I finally left her with my car, she called the police and claimed that I stole her car. When police invited me to investigate her claims, I showed the police all the documented evidences I used to purchase the car. The police informed me that inasmuch as I purchased the car, that I have gifted the car to her by using her name to obtain the car title and registered the car in her name, that she is truly the car owner. The police informed me that from the criminal point of view, she reported the car stolen by me and that they will have to collect the car from me and give back to her. The police officer advised me to take her to court if I really want to recover my car from her. I was so furious that the car I purchased with my money was taken from me and given to a woman that I have done all good things to. But for the fact that I have suffered a lot in the hands of women, I took the police officer's advice and proceeded to court and instituted a lawsuit against her. Eventually, after the trial, the hearing of the case, I won the case after presenting evidences in court. Where she lost it was that she made claims that she gave me the money to purchase the car and that I purchased the car for her. When the court requested evidence of the money she gave me, she could not present any. Rather, she lied to the court that we agreed that she should give me any money in cash and not by check, as I was trying to hide money from my ex wife. But when the court demanded a bank statement of the cash withdrawal from her account, she could not present any. After she was ordered to give me back my car, she was crying in court and pleading that she had sold the car. The court informed her that she should pay me my money back, as the court is not a place of mercy, but a place of justice. Even though she did not complete making all the payments over the years, she paid only about 80% and I overlooked the remaining 20%. If you were in my shoes, what would you do? Would you allow her to get away with the remaining 20% based on her act of wickedness to me, or would you overlook it as I did? This is a very big challenge from the man, from our friend. Um, Very, very difficult to analyze. But I will try to do the analysis as much as I can. In my own analysis, we can see how someone you trusted can betray your trust and pay you back your goodness with wickedness. So, based on the story our friend shared here with us, we can see how you can be good to some women. The same thing can happen from the side of men as well, but for the scope of this program, we are dealing with the women's side because it's a men's advocate program. We are advocating for the men. Um, and in most cases, this kind of situation happens between women and men, especially the wickedness always come out from the side of the woman in this kind of situation. So we can see how the guy, because he was having issues with his ex-wife, and he was in a divorce court, and the ex-wife wanted to take all the vehicles, that he wanted, and um, according to the Western laws where they live, it is termed marital property because anything the man, anything the man purchased, even if the woman did not add a kobo, add a dime on it, even if the woman's money is not there, it's still considered marital property. Whatever you, as a man, whatever you acquire during the period of the marriage, is considered marital property. Both of you owns the property. So she's now claiming the car to be marital property, and not even that she wanted to be divided. She wants to take the car because they have children. You know how women always do. They always use children as excuse to take away everything from the man, claiming that they will use it, either money or house or cars. They will use it for the children, but in fact, they will always be the one that will benefit more from those things they take away from you. Some of them, the bad ones, they always do that in order to torture you, not necessarily that they need those things for the children, because um, some men, even if they're divorced, they still take care of their children. They don't leave their children. They didn't divorce their children. They only divorce the woman. They have no issues with their children, but of course, it's the bad women always want to drag the children into into divorce issues. They start using the children to fight the man. They start using the children to take away everything he has. This, they basically see the children as their own weapon to fight, to destroy the man. And in some cases, they succeed in using the children to destroy the man. Yours sincerely went through similar situation as well. But in this case, you can see how a woman, a girlfriend, if this man, after going through a hell of problems with with his ex-wife, uh, the girlfriend also started giving him headache, and when he decided to call off the friendship relationship, you know, the woman got angry, and then because the guy tried to avoid the other woman from taking the car from him, he put the vehicle title and registration. In the Western world, there are two major documents to a vehicle, which is the title, the ownership title of the vehicle, and the registration of the vehicle, who the vehicle was registered to the person's name. So because this guy didn't want the ex-wife to come and repossess, to take over this vehicle from him, he put it in the name of the girlfriend so that he can still have a vehicle that he's going to work with. He can have a vehicle to drive and go to work with. But because this girlfriend was angry that the man did not want the relationship to continue, she now took advantage of that. She have already studied the Western world and know that once the title of the vehicle was in her name and the registration was in her name, there's nothing the man can do to take the vehicle away from her. But since the man was in possession of the vehicle, he drove the vehicle, away, and the woman have to call the police. And as he shared on the story here, the police had to take the vehicle from the man based on the criminal report that she gave that the guy stole her car. Stealing a car or stolen car is a criminal report. So the police, based on that criminal report, took the vehicle away from the man and gave to her. When she was able to prove that she's the the title owner and the vehicle was registered in her name. Even if the man tried everything possible to prove all purchases, the police did not agree with him. So, but the good thing that the police did was to advise the man, um, based on the criminal side, she would defeat you because she reported her car stolen, and she said that you stole the car. So they have to repossess the car from you and give back to her. But the police then advised, from the civil side, if you want to reclaim your car from her, go to court, and the judge will look at all the evidences that you are the owner of the vehicle, the money you used to purchase, and everything. The judge will make a decision, a civil decision based on that. And that's what the guy did, according to his story. Based on the fact that the women have been dealing with him left and right, he got angry and he went to court to sue her. You can imagine a man going to court to sue sue his girlfriend in court, regardless. So according to him, the judge had the case. He showed evidences of purchasing the vehicle, and he won the case, especially when the woman was lying. Because some bad women, what they always do when they are dealing with man is lie. They lie a lot. And when they present lies, they make it look like it's true. They know intentionally forge those lies so that they can use it to defeat the man and deal with the man mercilessly. So she went to court and be lying that this man, she gave the money to the guy, the money to purchase a car for her, that the car was her and the money was hers. The judge now said, okay, can you show evidence of a check you wrote when you gave the man this money to purchase the vehicle for you? Because the guy now have evidence of a check he wrote to purchase the vehicle, but you don't have evidence that you gave him the money to purchase the vehicle for you. She now claimed that she continued with lie. When they lie, they keep lying more and more lies so that they can make it look like it's true. If they lie the first time, they will lie a second lie. They continue to lie until when they're able to convince the person to make their lies to be true. But of course, a judge in court, you cannot lie to the judge like that. In court, you have to present evidence. Without evidence, your lies goes nowhere. So when she claimed that she gave the guy cash, not check, not not any other instrument of payment, but in cash, the judge now asked her, okay, you can convince me if you provide your bank statement showing the day you withdrew this cash from your account and gave to the man. Even if you withdrew it at once or you withdrew it instrumentally, show me evidence of this amount, where you withdrew the money from your account and gave to the guy cash. That was where she failed. That was where her lie ended, because she doesn't have any any such withdrawal in her account. She don't even have such amount of money in her account. She thought she can just come to court and lie and use the lie to defeat to win the case. Unfortunately, when she saw that the judge did not agree with her lies, the judge now ordered that she give the car back to the man according to what he wrote. So when she saw that the judgment was against her, she started crying in court and asking the judge that she have sold the car. There's nothing she can. She doesn't have the car again. She doesn't have money. The judge now told her that, according to the story, that the court is not a place of mercy. They don't show mercy in court, but they go by evidence. So since you have failed to demonstrate that you have no involvement in purchasing the car, but just because the guy made a mistake and put the car in your name to get away from somebody else taking the car from him by force, you're making a false claim that you gave him the money to purchase the car. The judge now said, if you have sold the car, then you have to pay him cash. You have to pay him back the money he used in purchasing the car. The judge entered the judgment. At this point, she had no other choice. She was paying the man according to the man and the story here. She was paying it in bits and pieces. It took her years to pay back. Even she couldn't finish the payment. She paid about 80%, and the guy said he just overlooked the remaining 20% and moved on. So you can see how you can do good to people and they will pay you back. Eventually, when somebody pays you back with wickedness, when you have done good to them, the wickedness will come back and haunt them. So her wickedness haunted her, according to our guy's story. That's why she was crying in court, because she never knew that the judge was going to find her guilty of of what she did. So that's why she now felt guilty and she started crying in court. And eventually, that's how it ended. So, my conclusion of my analysis is that whenever you are doing something with somebody, whether you're a man or a woman, make sure your hands are clean. Make sure you do it the right way. Once you start misbehaving, once you start doing things, your hands are not clean, once you start forging things, once you start lying, just bear it in mind that at a point, there's a point you can lie, your lies will no longer fly. There's a point that your lies will hit a brick wall, and you can no longer find other lies to cover the ones you have lied. The truth will now come out. So bear that in mind as you are dealing with any human being. In that situation, make sure your hands are always clean in anything you're doing, especially those bad women that treat their men bad, that forge things, lie, and make false accusations just to see that they deal with a man. Because a man refused to continue with the relationship, you now want to deal with him, severely, as if relationship is by force. Once a man says he's no longer interested in a relationship, allow the man to go. If you're a man and the woman says she's no longer interested in a relationship, allow the woman to go. It's not by force. You can move on, you can move on in your life. As a woman, you can equally move on in your life. If you know that you needed that relationship seriously, you don't want it to go, you behave well so that The guy will either marry you or be in the relationship with you from the bottom of his heart by loving you, not by force, not by blackmail. You must marry me by all means, at all costs. I used to see that a lot in the online in videos. A woman telling a man, "I'm not going anywhere. You must marry me, whether you like it or not." You don't keep a relationship like that. You don't keep a relationship by forcing somebody, "You must marry me. You have married me, therefore you must marry me, whether you like it or not." That's not how to build a relationship. You can't force a man to marry you that way or to be in a relationship with you that way. But the only way you can make a man to be in is by maintaining good behavior, good character, and making sure you do not do things the way that the man will make a conclusion that he doesn't want to continue. The same way, the other way around. If a man is treating a woman bad, it's the same thing. If a woman at a point feels that, "I'm done with this relationship, I can't continue," you cannot force her. You can't force her. Let her go. Let her go so that she'll move on peacefully. You can move on peacefully. I don't know why some people, when one side said they don't want the relationship to continue, the other side will be pissed off. There'll be so much anger. There'll be so much animosity. In most cases, in the side of a woman, they will now plan on how to buy the man, or how to make sure that they take the life of the man, or how to destroy his career, or how to destroy him in one way or the other. That's not the way to do things. You don't do things that way. But in this case, I mean, we have seen how the man's good have brought bad payment back to him. What is the lesson we learned here? In this story, the lesson I can say I learned here is, do not trust anybody except that you have been with that person long enough and they have demonstrated that they are trustworthy at all times. Do not trust anybody, whether either woman or man, nobody, including your own siblings. I have learned very hard lessons in my own life. Do not trust anybody. I used to hear people saying, "Don't you trust me? Don't you trust me?" No, I can't trust you that way. I cannot trust anybody by word of mouth. I would only trust you by your character and your behavior. And that your character and behavior will have to be consistent. You have to be consistently showing me that trustworthy character and behavior before I can trust you. Now, I'm telling you my own self, due to the experiences I've had in life, and the same thing goes with most men. I'm sure most men will do the same thing. I'm sure some women do the same thing. There are some women who also suffers, bad treatment from their men. Their trust got betrayed. The men betrayed their trust and things like that. But what I'm trying to tell you, the lesson we learned here is, do not trust anybody until that person shows you consistent, trustworthy character and behavior. That's the only way. If this our man did not trust that woman and put the car title and registration in her name, he wouldn't have gone through this headache. He has to go to court and sue his girlfriend to court, and they have to go to court and present evidences. The judge have to decide the case between a girlfriend and the boyfriend. I mean, the man, that's a headache, too much headache for a man. No man want to go through that. If he had not trusted that woman and put that vehicle title in her name, this wouldn't have happened. If he has maybe put the vehicle in his name, maybe he could have maintained his vehicle, or maybe any of his relations' name, he wouldn't have gone through this headache caused by a woman, a girlfriend, and another woman, his ex-wife. So, men, you guys should be careful the way you deal with women. And also, good women should also be careful when you deal with bad men. The most important thing is, make sure you're trustworthy, make sure you maintain good character. It doesn't matter how long somebody lies against you. It doesn't matter how long they forge false accusations against you. At the long run, the truth will come out, and the truth will always prevail. Just make sure you maintain your good character. That's it. In this video is a little bit long because of the topic, the topic our friend shared here. This is a very critical topic. At this point, I hope a lot of men have learned lessons from this video or from the comments of my fans, the comments. I urge you guys to like my video, subscribe to my channel, share this video widely so that a lot of men and good women can learn lessons, one or two things from this video. I will see you in my next video. From me from here, Dr. Man. Thanks for watching.